In the beginning, Ruh, if the Ruh is indulged, if the Ruh is defeated, if the Ruh becomes isolated, and if the Ruh lost the battle, this Ruh becomes Ruh Hayawani. This is animal spirit. This is just a life in an animal. This is what happens to Ruh, just as a life in an animal, and nothing else. A source of life. And it has lost its own divine characteristics and attributes. When Ruh starts conquering, starts succeeding, and starts influencing on other entities of the world, intellect and nafs and other things, then Ruh, if Ruh is again from Asfala Safilin, and Ruh comes back to Ahsan Taqweem, and comes back to Kul Ruh min Amri Rabbi, towards Alamul Amr, then Ruh becomes a Ruhul Insani. Then Ruh is further upgraded, it becomes a Ruhul Malaki, angelic spirit. Then angelic spirit is further upgraded, it becomes Ruhul Ain. Ruhul Ain, the real spirit. It is achieving, restoring all characteristics of divine world. It is coming back to the same character as its character used to be before it was transferred from divine world to this world. It is restoring its characters one by one, characteristics. It's going back to its originality. It's going back to its divinity. It is becoming more and more powerful. That's why the same Ruh, which is a Ruhul Hayawani in a man, has a different position. And Ruhul Insani in a man is possessing a different position. And the same Ruh, when it becomes a Ruhul Malaki, it possesses a different status. It has a different functions. It has a different characteristics. It has different effects and influences. Ruh is same. Ruh is same. But it starts even functioning after the death of this body. When the body is dead, a Ruhul Malaki is alive. Keeps on giving face to those people who are attached with this Ruh. Because now the Ruh has again attained the position of Nur, the position of Malakut and Jabarut, the position of Al-Mala'ul A'la. It has restored its position as it was when it used to be a Ruhul Mujarrada, before it became a Ruh Al-Mutajassada, Al-Mutajassad. Before it was transferred into this prison of body, as it was when it was independent in Mala'ul A'la, it is going to attain and restore the same characteristics again, living here, acting as if it is there. So it becomes a Ruhul Ain, the real spirit. When it becomes Ruhul Ain, real spirit, then further upgraded, it is further upgraded. It gets the qualities of Ruhul Quds, the trusted spirit. Ruhul Amin, Sayyidina Jibreel Amin alayhi salam. He is known as Ruhul Quds. Arsalna ilayha ruhana fatamassala laha basharan sawiya. when Jibreel Ameen was sent to Sayyida Maryam, Almighty Allah says, Arsalna ilayha ruhana. This is the trusted spirit. Jibreel Ameen possesses the trust of Almighty Allah in him. That's why Almighty Allah trusts and confers his revelation to him. And he, as a trustworthy agent of Almighty Allah, reveals the revelation of Allah to the hearts of the prophets. So the Ruhul Ain starts resembling to the characteristics of the Ruhul Amin and Ruhul Quds. When it gets the properties and qualities and characteristics and attributes resembling to the attributes of Ruhul Amin, those attributes are now started reflecting in this Ruh, reflection of this Ruh. Then a stage, this is where are the stages, and this is the highest form is Ruhul Amin. Among all the arwah, the highest status is possessed by Ruhul Quds and Ruhul Amin. And when Ruh gets advancement from there, so the highest, the absolute highness is the Ruhul Arwah, and that is Al-Haqiqatul Muhammadiyya.